Today I'm going to record a long, boring sequence on how I post-process. And I'm just going to take a set of photos from a shoot and just work it from beginning to end. I might not do the entire thing, and I'll talk about the lighting, how I set up the lighting, and maybe why I chose particular composition, and how I am blending the photos. So first thing I'm going to do is import the shots. Here I always put in keywords because when later on when I just need them later on when I'm sorting and so forth. It's always a good idea. I'm going to import these blends. I've already processed them in Photo Engine, so they're already blended. And there they are. And I'll import them. Now let's see. How many I have? This is a fairly large group. I think it's around 50 photos, but it won't end up being that many finals because I have the ambience. So there's 50 photos. 72. Oops. Okay. So click on develop. And I start with my first two photos here. There's this one, which is shot ambient, and this one's shot with flash. And I shoot the ambient just in case there's any shadows that I need to deal with. And if you see on my flash shot, I have a little bit of a hot spot up in here. But go back and forth. I don't really, well, I think I'll blend them. So I'm going to control select both of these, right click, edit in layers in Photoshop, and Photoshop is going to go ahead and create the layers for me. Then what I generally do here, it depends on the photo, but in this one, I think sometimes I just half and half it, but this case, I really like the flash shot better, except for that ceiling, so I'm going to bring this down to the bottom. Keep the flash shot on top, add a mask, and take my paintbrush, low opacity, let me go higher than that, and I switch my black and white to black over here, and just paint that over a little bit. Just right there. That's just enough to get the hot spot out. But I really like the rest of this as it is in the flash shot. So just check it like this. If there's anything you like better, and I don't. Maybe I'll do this. And I call that flash on that shoulder, that's okay. And I think we're good. And flatten it. And I do Control W to save it. And then you go back to Lightroom. Oops. And it has created the image for me already here. And I'll just leave that for now and come back for editing. But first thing I'm going to do is delete, remove from Lightroom these images because I don't want them in the collection anymore. Okay, the next picture here is of the dining room. The dining room is surrounded by these columns, which are very difficult, fortunately, because of the way this foyer was. I had that big light. I was able to back up so that I could get a shot of these columns in a pretty good shot. And the dining room is very large, so I was able to get the columns at a distance which made them not too distorted. You see I've got some curve here, but I can fix that. So then where to put the lights? Well, I put a light right back here in this corner. This is the ambient shot, but I did put, well, I'll just switch over here. You see, I put the light back here in this corner, and then I had the light behind me, behind the camera, and then I had a handheld light that I was pointing up in this corner of the foyer, pointed back to the back corner. Now, I knew I was going to get a hot spot here, but since I had already taken this ambient, I knew I could just blend in this ceiling shot here. So I'm spending time worrying about that hot spot. So let's blend it and see what we get. And just put the ambient on top, but I want it on bottom because this is the area right here that I want to end up with in my image. So I'll go to the top layer, add my mask, make sure my mask is highlighted, and I've got my paintbrush, put my low opacity, and then a little smaller, and paint right over that. Whoops, no, like that. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's see. Look at this. You see if you see in the ambient, the chandelier is all blown out in the window as well. So I like my flash shot better. Now there is a spot right here on the floor. I don't like that. I'm going to take that out. And the rest of it looks pretty. I actually kind of like this a little bit. The color. So that kind of accentuates the fact that there's a chandelier up there. I might blend a little of that in. I like that. Okay, so like that, I'm going to flatten it. And now to get rid of this distortion, I use PT Lens. Right there. PT Lens already knows, I've already got this set up, so it already knows my camera and my lens, and it already has the distortion set up right here. So here's the after, there's the before, there's the after. You see the curve there has been repaired. So I just use that, flex the image, and I think it could have done a better job of. Alright, so I save it. And go back to Lightroom, and there's my, let me try something here with the auto correction. Now there's my auto correction, which I like a lot. That looks good. Alright, so I'm going to go back here, get rid of the originals. I just remove, click remove. I'm using the keyboard letter R, that's why my cursor's not doing it. Okay, so then I came in and I decided I wanted to post a dining room shot without the columns because I didn't know what the agent would like better. You never know. So I took this one. And look at there, look at there. That's my light stand right in the background. You see that? Anyway, so here are my two. I don't think I need my ambient shot. Yes, I do. Right in here. Okay. So let's go ahead and blend. You see, the thing about the pictures that I do is they have to be perfect because we charge a lot more than, say, OBO or some of these other companies. So when you charge more, pictures have to be perfect. And even though your agent may not be able to put their finger on exactly why an image looks better, they just know it looks better. So we know why it looks better. They don't know. They just know it does. Okay. So we're going to go in here. I'll get that light stand in a minute. I think my camera's probably in here somewhere too. And so you see I've got a hot spot here. So I'm going to paint through that. Just like this. Look at that. I think that's it for that. Let's go back to full screen and see if there's anything else we want to change. One thing I always look at is the reflection on any artwork, because your flash can show up there. I might lighten up underneath the chair's lines on here. Just make a little swipe. And I think that's all. I think the rest of it looks good. Okay. So I'm going to flatten it now. I'm going to zoom in and get rid of this light stand. See if I can find my camera. I situated my camera right behind some kind of artwork here. I don't even know what that is. But let's just do this first. We start with this spot here. And just get the stem. Okay. And just see if the lasso will fix this. Oops. And hit the backspace, make sure it's on content aware. See if, yeah, that did a good job. Okay. Now, let's see. Yeah, that's some sort of piece of art there. It's weird, but that's probably my camera strap right there. I don't think it's really important to take it out, but I know it's there. Oops, I made it worse. Just fix that. I have no idea what the thing is. Anyway, you can't see my camera. That's the main thing. So that image is done. So we'll just go ahead and save and close that. And go back to Lightroom. And, well, there it is. So, go back, remove my originals, and I'm down to 69 photos. Okay, here is the living room, which is on the other side of the room. Here you see a dilemma for light stand placement. And I did not feel like, I did not feel like I could really put a light stand on the other side of this. I just thought it would just create a horrendous hotspot on the ceiling. So I just put a light stand out here in the foyer, pointing about halfway. It didn't go all the way up the ceiling. I just put it about 3-4 feet up, about waist high, I guess, and just pointed it straight up. That's the light stand with the big diffuser on it. So it just sort of puts light out. And then I put another light stand behind me as that maybe a little higher because I had kind of over my head. Also pointed straight up. So it's really just casting light out. And I think I held one up like this, just above the camera. And that's this one is the ambient shot. Here's the lighting. So I knew the lighting wasn't going to be perfect. In fact, I thought it'd be a lot worse than this. So all I've really got is this, and it's a little uneven here. Really didn't turn out too bad, but I'm still going to blend it. So, because I like to blend it. I don't like any harsh shadows like this right here. Don't like that. I got a harsh shadow here. And a tiny bit of unease. Plus, this is kind of attractive, this warm glow. So, I'm going to switch this to the bottom. Get my mask going. Paint through. Like this. Just keep painting on it. Even out that, I'm just going to take that whole ceiling out here like this. And in this situation, I think I might actually turn the opacity down like that. Because I like some of that glow. Alright, I'm going to flatten that. I'm going to use my filter again. Since it's the last filter I used, the PT lens, I can just click on it and it corrects that distortion. So save that and go back to Lightroom. There's my image. And I stretched out. That looks pretty. Go back, get rid of my originals. Okay, now I came in and I took a closer shot of the room without the columns, and then I took a shot from this side. We'll get to that one in a minute. So here's this shot. This shot, the only advantage to the flash and the ambient is there's a little bit of glare right here. I guess I'll blend it. Just take a minute. So this time I had my flash kind of the same configuration. I had one flash over here pointed straight, not straight out, but all the way up, and then pointed away from the room at a 45-degree angle. This one was over here at a 45-degree angle, pointed in the corner behind the camera, and then one handheld straight above the camera, 45-degree angle up, straight up. So, of course, this is the ambient. That would be the the lighting situation for this ambient shot. That is incorrect. I did it backwards. This should be in the bottom. No, that's not right. Yeah, I guess that was right, wasn't it? I don't like the way that came through. It's not improving it, is it? It's just working with it. No. Don't know if I like that. We'll go with it. That makes, at least that makes the windows look more even. Give it half opacity, and it lightens the glare on this furniture here. So I'm going to go with that. Okay. I don't know if I need P2 lens. You can always try it. Sure, why not? Okay, so it's done. Remove my originals. And then this one, I had to get really, really far back in the corner. And I had to move this chair. It's very awkward. In order to get my lighting, I had a light on this side, light on this side, and one handheld. I used 3 lights. Oh, wait a minute. That's not true. I put, see that hot spot there? No, that's not the hot spot. How did I do my lighting here? I think I put a light right here. I did. I put a light right there. And one right here in the foyer. One in the dining room, back up in this corner. One in the foyer, back up in this corner, and one over my head. But I put them on very low power, these two. You can barely see them. But it turned out fine, because I had very little room. Really, I had to push this chair way up. It was too big to carry out of the room. So, of which I would have preferred to have just carried it out of the room. It was way too heavy for me. But, let's see. I might burn these. Just to be consistent, so that the pictures will be consistent with each other. It would be nice to blend. Okay. I'll just set them 50 degrees, 50%, and be done with it. Doesn't look like it needs any distortion control, so I'm include it. Okay, so there's my picture. Okay, now here's the foyer, staircase. There's my ambient, there's my flash. Here I put a light stand in here, you see my hot spot. And then I have a light stand right up here, pointing up at a 45-degree angle into the corner. Of course, I have one handheld in front of me. And didn't worry about the hot spot because I've got the ambient. So I'll just replace this ceiling with this one. Might have to do a little adjustment. So here we go. And you can see that the color is quite different with the ambient and flash. And I like about the flash is the clarity and the color going through the window. It's really, really, really important to me to have a clear window shot. I don't like that murky window. So I'm going to drag my ambient to the bottom. I'm going to paint this hot spot. And you see that the color is wrong. I don't like that color. I'm switching to a hard brush. And I'm going to, because I don't want this molding to show. So you can see that. I want to paint through this. Shift, click there, and then I shift click, and we'll paint a straight line there. Click, shift click. Well, it's not doing very good job. Yeah. Oops. I want which one here? Click. Oh, that's because I don't have 100. Okay, let's put it on 100 because I definitely want nothing here. Click, shift click, and wipe that out. And I want a hard edge because I want it to go right to that mold and shift click. Okay, now switch back to my soft-sided brush. And I'm pressing the backward slash to show the mask area. Alright, that's fine. I was going to change the color, but actually it's just fine. And the only thing is, and I know I'm being picky, but that little light right there is very indistinct. Whereas it was crisp on my, now I'm being picky. I'm being picky. I'm going to leave it. Okay, so there is my ambient shot. I mean my photo shot. I do like that. That's kind of nice, isn't it? That's kind of nice. Doesn't mess this up too bad. I think instead what I'll do is, because it's really important to me, I think what I'll do is just put this on really low. Well, I'll put it on 50. And just paint over. Oops. I put them down. There we go. Now I've got my little like this. Let's see what's got there. So I've got that, but I didn't give up my my pretty window. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. This is my thought process. This is what I do in my process. Okay. And let's get rid of this. The next one is looking back to the front. This is probably the one that they'll like. But the reason I take both of these is for the tour. You're not going to necessarily use all these photos. In fact, they clearly won't use all these photos for the MLS. But when you're walking through the property in the tour, it gives it a walking, you're more able to visualize walking through the house if you see each turn of the house. And that's why I do that. You have to get everything in, and I don't always get, it's not always the functional to do that, I guess. Anyway, so here's not much to do here. I put a light over here. You can see a little bit of hot spot there. And I had one behind me. Probably had two behind me. So I'm going to move this down. Come up here. Put my mask. The paintbrush. Paint out the hot spot. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. I think I'll just do this. Alright, that one's done. That way that will match the reverse for you. Okay, here is an office. This one, I think I need the ambient here. But if you look, you'll see I left this cord. Didn't notice it. So here I'm just going to edit the original. Did not see this. That is hideous. Hideous. So, I'm going to clone this. And I guess I'll try this here and see what happens. Alright, not too bad. It's like a little weird, doesn't it? I'm going to paint that back in like that. I used the history brush right there to paint that back in because it just doesn't look right. And then I'll just use the what's it called? Spot Helio brush tool to get rid of it. I think that'll do a better job. Okay, so now I've got some stuff here. Find another tray. Why are you so slow? Alright, that's close enough. That looks much better. I guess I won't worry about this in here. There's only so much I can do. I think that's probably why I didn't remove it, because there was stuff everywhere. But I can deal with it. I can't deal with that. So, in fact, you know what? I might just take this whole thing out. Let's just remove this altogether. It's ugly anyway. There we go. We're done. I should have corrected that for distortion. Let's go back in and correct it for distortion. There we go. Okay. And there it is, corrected. There's this one. There's the ambient. And this time I didn't create a new image. I corrected the original, so I'm not going to delete this. That is it. So